don't know, 7 a.m. And I'm about to do something that my mother tells me I should never do or never talk about. But I treat you guys like your family. Because to some of you, no one's ever going to give you this information. Or it's boring too in the long run, and you don't want to do it. So the sun's coming up. I'm in what I call the Bermuda Triangle. My home, my brother's home, and my buddy Oscar's. They're part of the mafia I created a long time ago, the stump grinding mafia. I can't show you their homes because I don't have their permission. I'm only going to show you a glimpse of my home, and it's not a... let's get one thing straight. This is not a video to brag or anything. This is a video to give, if you're an underdog or a young guy, and this is a video for even if you're 15 years old. If you're just going to be a worker, my dad was a worker, a very smart man. He punched a clock at a company, came home at 5 o'clock. Well, I got out of work at 5 o'clock, didn't come out home for a 2-hour drive. But he didn't believe in, this terrible word, the art of hustle. Now, my uncle worked, punched a clock at a company, but he had the heart of a hustler. It wasn't enough. Now, for me, it's not that it wasn't enough, because a lot of you guys know I was a fireman. I'm retired. I worked 24 hours on, and I was off 48. I had 48 hours to, even though I worked, sometimes we worked all night long. I had another 48 hours to bring money home, and my wife got to stay home with our son, like I was raised from my mom. I know it's hard to do now, it's almost impossible to do now, but I was able to do it. Now, this home I built with the help of another fireman that was a contractor, and I did some work. I did all the cleanup and stuff, and built this home 11 years ago, and it's still under construction. It's almost done. As far as the outside, I need some shutters put up, and I'll put them up this deal, but the bigger construction items, I'm finishing up extra details, all right? And I use my stump grinding money to do that. And I have multiple streams of income, and that's what this video is about, really. It's about, all right, if you're going to work a job, and then you have a weekend, a Saturday to do something, maybe you can incorporate your kids for either house painting. There's tons of stuff, and I'll give you little ideas. I told you in a past video how I helped someone in 1 week. They started a flower bed cleaning business out of a car. I think they had $50 involved in starting the business, and they had a route, just like a lawnmower route. They had a route instantaneously. In 7 days they were up and running. And they let it go because other difficulties. They had some physical handicap deal. So anyway, let me turn this around for a minute, all right? And then I'm going to discuss with you some other stuff, but hang with me. If the video turns out to be a teeny bit long, hang out till the end, because it really, really is important for you. Whether you're a car mechanic or whatever, everything on this channel is for the blue collar guy. Or even if you work a white collar job and always dreamed of doing something blue collar, maybe on the side, your side money is what changes your life, okay? Your basic regular job does not change your life. It's the multiple streams of income you generate for yourself, and that's what I've done, all right? So let me turn this around for a second and show you what I've been working on. All right, this is my home, okay? It's French Mediterranean. And what I just had completed was all the wrought iron work, and I had a wall built, a courtyard over there. My landscaping's not done yet, but I had a courtyard built, and that was original. Now we went to this, another span of, my wife likes to call it defense. All right, yeah, defense. My brother's building the same thing. My buddy built the same thing in a way. I mean, we're all got different variations, but we're all wrought iron guys, And I have old videos to where back in there, that courtyard, where I was doing welding for my wife, and I had a different fence, doorway in there. It was wooden and all, but wood doesn't last after 11 years, so we changed over to steel. So I had the brickwork done by a fantastic Hispanic mason, and a Hispanic wrought iron guy put up this stuff. This is all, you know, prefab stuff you can buy, but he built these for me. All right, and then the fence goes on and on and on. See, I still have to clean up. I still got the gravel from when we poured this, and my brother helps me. My brother helps me with all the building stuff because he's very anal about overbuilding. This wall will never move. I don't even want to talk about it, but this wall is never going to move. I mean, it's built Fort Knox, right? And then my Hispanic guy also built me these. Still have to put the openers on them, but you know, I've got beautiful wrought iron gates that go into my home. All right, so it's early in the morning. I just want to tell you, I'm just a blue collar guy. I'm just the guy next door. And I don't do things overnight. I plan things. I plan for this wall. I plan for the courtyard. I plan for the shutters. You know, I plan to build a shop. I do everything in stages. The shop still needs a little stuff done, but I do everything in steps. I don't try to overwhelm myself. Pen and paper, how I do stuff. I do it with a budget. I live on a budget. I really don't have to, but I do. You know, let me tell you something. When I was on the job, guys, I used to walk by and you use this noise when I walk by, cheep, 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 like a bird, because I used to drive old trucks. They were like, well, he's a captain, why is he driving an old piece of shit or whatever? I was throwing garbage in the back of a truck every day, working on my businesses. Why am I going to spend $50, $60, $70, $80,000 on a truck? It don't make sense, you know? And everything I had was reliable, right? And the same guys that said cheap, cheap, cheap under their breath to me, or the same guys that called me on the side and says, hey man, do you have a few hundred I could borrow? You know, can I borrow $600? I need tires till payday. Could I borrow it? And the same thing to my brother. Hey, is there any way I could borrow $400 or whatever? The same people that talked about us. You know, that's the world there is. If you're doing well, if you're in this business as far as self-contracting being, and you're a good, hard-working guy for your family, not everybody's going to love you. There's going to be a lot of haters out there, right? Because you've accomplished something that they talk about or want to do, but they snooze, they lose, okay? I get up in the morning at 4 a.m. Everybody else is sleeping in and stuff. I get up in the morning, do some bookkeeping, watch YouTube, learn different things, read books, while everybody else is sleeping. Now, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, wise. Now, let me show you something that just came this week. You got to see this real quick, all right? Here's a guy. I met him off of YouTube and off Facebook stump grinding sites. Bruce Linder. Bruce, I love you, man. He knows I'm working on that Project 252. This is the travel spacer that goes underneath when you're traveling the machine. He made this. Bruce, he did a and he made it thicker than the factory ones. Factory ones I think are $75 and they'll bend after a freaking few months. This one ain't gonna bend. Bruce, I love you to death. And there's gonna be a link in the description for Bruce on his YouTube channel. He shows you some mods he did and some repairs to a 252. I never met the guy, but fantastic guy. He always writes me back and forth. We toss stuff back and forth. Fantastic man. Now another guy on the Facebook, stump grinding deals. Dave Nation, all right? Let me find it. I had to open up this box. It was like a freaking Christmas present to me. Anyway, here it is. It's Dave Nation and Grinder Tooth LLC. I'll put a link to his website, all right? And I just sent him a note, you know, about my machine and what I was using, and then paid him, and I swear, I feel like I got off the internet and then my doorbell rang. That's how fast. He sells stump grinding teeth. And these are for my Bandit, the new one, all right? This one's used a new Revolution wheel teeth. I'll try them out. They look fantastic. They come packaged so nice. Look, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, sorry, 5. Already pre-packaged in a plastic, and they come FedEx. I think he charges like $25 for shipping, and the teeth are $12 a piece. I mean, I'll try them out. We'll see how they do. I'm sure they're going to do fantastic. You know, one reason they're going to do fantastic is the guy runs a very professional type business. All right, the guys at New River themselves, fantastic. You call them, fantastic. Guys at Green Teeth, fantastic. Dave sells 900s. Just go to his site. I don't know what kind of grind you may have or whatever, but he may have what you need. I just going to tell you, he stand up. They're here. All right. Give me a second. All right, I'm back in the car because it's going to freeze my rear end off as they're talking to you. Anyway, back to the basic principles of this video, okay? If you want to become a millionaire, granted, not everybody's going to become a millionaire, but you want to feel like a millionaire, pay off your house. When you have a no house payment, I've got no payments. I don't owe anybody. If you got no payments, it's pretty damn good. Okay, all you got is your gas, your electric, your basic necessities of life. All right, and so that's hint number one. Number two, let's go on to this. If you're a dad, if you're a grandpa, if you're a fantastic uncle, all right, or let's say you just started your job, you're 15 years old. I don't know, is that the legal age now? 15 and a half? Every state is freaking different. 15, 14, whatever. Times like these, things change. Some places let you work even earlier for less hours. Let's say you're 15 years old. So, and this is for your dad and grandpa. Say the kid is 15 years old, all right? And you want to make him a millionaire by the time he retires. So if he's 15, you got 50 years until he retires at age 65. Who knows what the hell the age of retirement will be later on. It'll probably be a lot longer, but he'll be able to retire at 65. You know why? If he instilled these little things. This wasn't around for me, and it wasn't around for a lot of all of us. Things have changed. The advent of the internet and how fast services are and finances are and stuff. All right, so he's 15 years old. Now, until age 65, you got 50 years. So what if he saved $1 a day? Or if he can't save, listen, he gets his paycheck, what's $1 a day? 6 days a week, that's $6 a week. All right? What if he can only contribute 50 cents out of that? All right? $3 a week, you toss in the other 3. Because you were paying him allowance originally in life. I'm sure you were for him doing stuff. This goes for moms too. And show it to your wife, please. She needs to understand this. Because, sometimes it's the wife that's better with money than you are. All right, so he's got 50 years. And he goes with $1. So $6 a week. The average history of the stock market in the last century, which would be 100 years, has paid out an average of 10%. Sometimes more, sometimes less. So if you open up a Roth IRA, like I've been telling you about, you go to fidelity.com, find a Go account, open it up, takes 15 minutes. I don't even think it takes 15 minutes. The faster you are punching keys, the faster it takes no money. But then you start off with $1. Let's say $1, right? Put $1 in it, and then you're going to commit to $6 a week. That's $1 a day. By the time he retires at age 65, that's 50 years. All right, he'll have $437,998. Let's just write it off to $438,000. All right, and you know what? In your family tree, not everybody's, but a lot of family trees, 3/4 of the United States, that kid will break the tree and start growing a new branch and changing your entire family history. All right. What if the kid is disciplined and he puts the $1 in for? I put $6 a week, right? What if it's $2, right? You throw in the other $1 because you were giving him allowance anyway, all right? So that's $2 a day. It's 30 days. That would be $60. That's average it out to 30 days, right? All right. So we're just doing 6 days a week. Yeah. Let's make it simple math. So at $2, all right, for 6 days a week, each day, he comes out with $1,065,951. So he is a millionaire. All right. So that's at $2 a day. See how it changes your family tree. All right. Now that's 15 years old. Bad news for you guys getting a little older. See, time's your friend. Time could be your enemy too. So you wait till you're 21 years old. You graduate college, you're getting your job, da-da-da-da. And you say, what do I need to think about retirement? Oh, okay, I'll start retirement. So at 21 years old, you got only 44 years until you're 65. Doing the same deal, the $1 a day deal, you only come out with $245,000. Now you still really change your family tree, all right? But you see the big difference? From 437 to 245 just while waiting a few years. Here goes the bad news again. You're 30 years old. You're 30 years old and you decide to pull your head out of your rear end and say, oh, maybe I should put a little money back or whatever. So the $1 a day deal. You're a 30-year-old, so you got 35 years to do it. You only get $101. Well, let's round it off. $102,000 in your Roth IRA. Now that's just doing the average of 10% deal. You may have more, you may have a little bit less. You could score some big years, like last year was a big year, 30%er for me and mine. But you see, but then you know who really loses? The guy that's tomorrow. Yeah, start next week. Tomorrow. It never happens. You never even get close. So, for you that's grandpa or you that's dad, the time is your enemy. Maybe you would never become a millionaire, but you're set off. You paid off your house. That's your next goal. Paying off your house. You did that. You're doing great. You can still help your kids, right? What's wrong with helping your kid with 50 cents a day, grandpa or dad? And if you don't trust a kid, open up a custodial account. You put the money in, all right? He can watch you, whatever. That's how I did it for my son when he was 15. I started one. I put I think it was $100 a month in there for him. So he's well ahead of the game, okay? I raised it up now some more, but I made him open up another one on his own. So he has two, right? Now, there is a limit. I'm not going to go into technical limits on how much money you can put away in a Roth IRA. That's stuff for you to start doing homework assignments, and it'll show you different things. I mean, I'm just showing you how you do it. Now, in another video, I don't want to bore you, but in another video, I'm going to show you. See, originally, like I told you, I was a fireman. And what I also did is I also mowed. In the beginning, I had a mowing company. Then I went to a small tree company to where I did just foo-foo trimming and elevation work and all. Hire a climber every now and then. Small company, 6-inch chipper and all that. Then I went from there into stump grinding. And, I talk about that in another video about how I got started. But here's the kicker. I didn't get all I got just from that. It came from being disciplined and nothing. I made a lot of money in real estate. All right? And I'll make another video in the near future if you want. You guys let me know. And I'll walk you through how I started at 23 years old doing stuff, right? People used to laugh at me, drive by, say, look at that guy picking up garbage and stuff like that. Those are the people that really have the money. It's not the guy that's laughing. It's the guy that's laughing back at them when they drive by. I walk into a car dealership sometimes. I think I told another video, the Bullet Mustang came out. I walked in, went into the showroom. It was cold out. I had Carhartts on, bibs. Walked in, and the salesmen were eating their lunch and joking and jibber-jabbing. They looked at me, looked down. I opened the hood of the car. I sat in the car, looked at the car. No one would approach me. All right. Now, another guy pulls up in a fancy pickup truck, about my age, really, with the hotsy-totsy blonde younger wife. They opened the door for him. They asked him what he wanted, da-da-da-da. That guy would probably need financing to buy that car. Now, I'm a guy that I could have walked in and wrote a check for it. They didn't give me the time of day. Now, when I'm leaving, I'm walking through the parking lot getting ready to leave, and I walk past some trucks. So I was, hey, can we help you? I said, no, apparently you run a car museum here. You don't sell cars. It's a museum. right? Guy looked at me like I was, a butthead or whatever. And I snickered and I got in my truck and drove away. People judge you how you dress, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because in the end, your wallet is power. All right? Anyway, God bless you. I'll leave you alone with this one. If I got one more question, real quick. I need to know, because I'm out of touch. For the average guy out there that's wanting a side gig, a side hustle, I'm going to use that bad word, hustle. Jeez, it's a great word. I like it. I don't care if you don't like it. It's a great word. To me, hustle means movement. You're not sitting on your, you know what. Anyway, to the average guy out there, I need to know you can send it to me in email, please. You don't post it where everybody sees it because, if you're embarrassed or whatever. But what's an average guy making a week, bringing home? What is the average blue-collar guy or guy, white-collar? I don't care. What are you bringing home a week? It varies all around this country. Sometimes guys are making bigger salary and they live, there was firemen on the East Coast that made, they would have laughed at my salary, but the cost of living where I lived was half of what they had. So things equal out that way. So tell me what you're looking for or what do you think is a well-off guy, right? That's what I want to know. To me, a well-off guy is like Dave Ramsey says, a guy with a paid-off house is the rich guy. It's not the guy passing you in a BMW that still owes payments on, or he's leasing it. All right, so get back with me. Discuss with me on some emails, or I don't care. If you want to post on there what the average salary is for a guy that's watching my channel and all, I'd appreciate you letting me know so I can help you. All right, and this whole channel is about helping you. So God bless you, and I talk to you like an uncle, like your best buddy. Oh, one thing. If you want to get well off, change the people you hang around with. Find some people that are truly well off. All right? And another big, big thing, never take financial advice from broke people. If you see someone that's actually doing very, very well, try to hang around them. Say hi or whatever. You know why? It's different than what my father said. Why would a millionaire try to give you the secrets of how to be a millionaire? Sometimes people like myself, my brother, and other guys, we want you to be just as successful as us. We want you to hang around. All right? God bless you, because, sooner or later I'm dying. So I want my son to take over, and I want you guys to take over. Whatever you're doing, plumbing, electrician, whatever, I want you to be successful and give back. Somehow, somewhere, give back. Maybe a customer or whatever needs something and they don't have the money, give back. God bless you, man.